Once upon a time, in the magical kingdom of the modern internet, there lived a perfectly normal young woman named Becky. Becky was generally a good friend, a remarkably reliable roommate, and for the most part, a genuinely pleasant person to be around on a daily basis. But Becky had a tiny, recurring, and incredibly annoying problem. She sometimes had to do things she absolutely did not want to do. Sometimes she had to help her friends move extremely heavy couches up 3 flights of stairs, or listen to their agonizingly boring stories about their co-workers. Or even worse, she occasionally had to pay her half of the high-speed internet bill on time. This was all incredibly exhausting. It was almost as if living in a functional society required a frustrating series of minor ongoing emotional and financial compromises. One quiet evening, while aimlessly scrolling through a glowing infinite feed of highly curated lifestyle advice, Becky discovered a magical incantation. It was a phrase so incredibly powerful, so absolutely unassailable in modern discourse, that it could magically dissolve any social obligation in a matter of seconds. The phrase was simple but devastating. I am protecting my peace, and I need to set a boundary right now. It was a brilliant linguistic weapon. It took completely normal, everyday selfish behavior and immediately rebranded it as high-level psychological self-care. The very next day, Becky's exhausted roommate softly knocked on her bedroom door to ask if she could finally do her rapidly growing, foul-smelling pile of dishes. Normally, Becky would immediately apologize, feel a brief pang of guilt, and begrudgingly wash the dishes. But this time, she took a deep centering breath, held up her hand like a traffic cop, and confidently cast the magic spell. I hear that you are frustrated, Becky said softly, but right now, doing domestic labor simply does not align with my current emotional bandwidth. She continued without blinking. I am setting a firm boundary around washing dishes in order to actively protect my inner peace and preserve my nervous system. The roommate was completely stunned into silence. How on earth do you argue with someone's inner peace? You simply can't. It's scientifically impossible in the modern age. Becky smiled, a warm, incredibly smug smile. The dirty dishes remained rotting in the sink, but her emotional bandwidth was absolutely thriving. The intoxicating power of the magic word was completely undeniable. Becky eagerly began to furiously apply rigid boundaries to every single aspect of her daily life. When her absolute best friend went through a terrible, deeply painful breakup and called her crying hysterically at 2 in the morning, Becky simply texted back, I am currently centering my own joy, and I simply cannot hold space for your intense negative energy at this hour. Please respect my strict boundary around nocturnal trauma dumping. Namaste and good luck with the emotional processing. The friend immediately stopped calling. Becky slept incredibly well that night,